Today, we are diving into something vital for many families: understanding the special education evaluation process under the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, or IDEA. We will map out, step by step, what happens when someone suspects that a child may need additional support at school. Think of this as a roadmap. The process can feel overwhelming, so the goal is to make each step clear, from the first concern to the final decision about eligibility and next steps.
The process usually begins when someone has a concern. A parent may notice that their child is struggling with reading, behavior, attention, communication, or another area. A teacher or school team may also identify concerns. Once the school district suspects that a child may have a disability, the evaluation process begins. After that concern is raised, the school district has a specific timeline to respond. The district has 30 calendar days to reach out to the parent and request consent to begin the evaluation.
A key next step is the evaluation team planning meeting. The parent is a vital member of this team. During this meeting, the team discusses the child's specific challenges and determines which assessments, observations, interviews, and other evaluation activities will be used. The purpose is to develop a clear picture of the child's needs.
Parental consent is a critical part of this process. Parents need to understand what they are being asked to approve. The consent request should clearly explain why the school believes an evaluation is needed, how the child will be evaluated, what types of assessments or observations will be used, and who will conduct them. The information should be provided in the parent's home language so there are no language barriers to understanding the process.
Parents also have agency. They are not simply signing a blank check. Parents may consent to all proposed assessments, consent to only some of them, or ask questions before agreeing. If there are scheduling conflicts or child-specific concerns, parents can also discuss reasonable adjustments to the testing timeline. Once the signed consent form is returned, another timeline begins. The district then has 60 calendar days to complete the evaluation. During this period, the school gathers information from multiple sources to understand the child's strengths and needs. This includes functional information, such as how the child handles everyday tasks and social interactions. It includes developmental information, such as progress toward expected milestones. It also includes academic information, such as performance in reading, writing, math, and other school areas. Parent input is a critical part of the evaluation because parents bring insight that the school may not see.
The evaluation is broader than one standardized test. IDEA emphasizes the use of a variety of assessment tools and strategies. These tools should be selected based on the suspected disability and the questions the team needs to answer. The goal is a comprehensive and holistic understanding of the child, including both strengths and areas of need.
After the evaluation is completed, the evaluation team meets again. The parent remains a key member of the team. At this meeting, the team reviews the evaluation results and makes two important decisions.
First, the team determines whether the child meets the criteria under IDEA to be identified as a child with a disability. Second, if the child does meet criteria, the team determines whether the child needs special education and related services because of that disability. This eligibility determination meeting is a cornerstone of the process. Required participants typically include the parent, guardian, or caregiver, the student's general education teacher, a special education teacher, and a school administrator who understands both general and special education and has authority to commit school resources. If related service professionals such as speech-language pathologists, occupational therapists, or physical therapists participated in the evaluation, they may also attend.
Parents and schools may also invite other individuals who have knowledge or expertise about the child. For a parent, this might include an advocate, another family member, or an interpreter. The district may invite a school psychologist, educational diagnostician, or another professional who completed parts of the evaluation.
During the meeting, the team focuses on where the child is struggling and how those struggles affect the child's education. Education is understood broadly, It includes academics, behavior, attention, social skills, communication, and anything else that affects the child's ability to learn and participate at school. The team then considers what the child may need. This could include accommodations such as extended time or changes in how the student accesses instruction. It could include modifications such as changes to what the student is expected to learn. It could include specially designed instruction, which is instruction tailored to the child's unique needs. It could also include related services such as speech therapy, counseling, physical therapy, occupational therapy, or transportation.
If the child is found eligible for special education services, the school district must develop an individualized education program, or IEP, within 30 calendar days of the eligibility decision. The IEP team meets, and the parent is again a critical member of that team. The IEP is a detailed educational plan. It builds directly from the evaluation results and the team's discussion. It identifies the child's educational needs, sets measurable goals, and outlines the services, supports, accommodations, and related services the school will provide to help the child make progress.
If the team determines that the child is not eligible under IDEA, the conversation still matters. The team should review why the child does not meet IDEA eligibility criteria and what the evaluation data showed. The discussion should not simply stop there. The team should also consider other supports or interventions that may be available through general education, a Section 504 plan, or other school-based supports.
When a child is found not eligible under IDEA, an IEP is not developed. However, the district must provide the parent with prior written notice. This notice explains the decision and the reasons the child was found not eligible for special education services.
Parents also have rights if they disagree with the school's evaluation or eligibility decision. One important right is the ability to request an independent educational evaluation, or IEE. An IEE is an evaluation conducted by a qualified professional who is not employed by the school district. Parents do not need an attorney to request an IEE. IDEA does not require the request to be in writing, but putting the request in writing is strongly recommended. A written request creates a clear record and helps avoid confusion about when the request was made and what was requested. Unlike the district evaluation timeline, there are no specific federal deadlines for when an IEE must be completed, because the evaluation is conducted by an outside evaluator. Once the IEE is completed and shared with the district must review and consider it.
However, the district is not automatically required to accept the IEE's findings or recommendations. The district may accept all of the findings, accept some of them, or disagree with the report. Whatever the district decides, it must provide prior written notice explaining its decision. If the district disagrees with the IEE, it must explain why. Evaluations are not one-time events. Students who are already receiving special education services through an IEP must be reevaluated at least once every 3 years, unless the parent and district agree that a full reevaluation is not necessary. This is often called a triennial reevaluation.
The purpose of a reevaluation is to determine whether the child's needs have changed and whether the current IEP remains appropriate. Children change over time, and the team needs to make sure services and supports still match the child's needs. A full battery of new assessments is not always required. The parent and district may agree to conduct a review of existing records instead. This may include progress reports, current assessments, teacher input, parent input, and other relevant data.
A reevaluation may also occur before the 3-year mark, if there is a reason to take another formal look. A parent or school district may request an earlier reevaluation if the child is not making expected progress, is regressing, has new needs, has a new medical diagnosis, or if there are new concerns affecting the child's education. When a reevaluation is planned, the parent receives formal notice and is invited to a reevaluation planning meeting. The team reviews existing information discusses the questions that need to be answered, and determines what new assessments or data are needed.
Overall, the evaluation process includes defined stages, timelines, and safeguards. Most importantly, parents are intended to be active, informed participants throughout the process. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this video. The Family CAFÉ project team hopes that you found it to be helpful in your understanding of the special education evaluation process.